Bob, you want to call the first hearing, or call this meeting to order, and I'll have the first hearing. Documents.
Please take notice, an application has been made by Doug Hines of 8903 State 76, Caledonia, Minnesota, for a conditional use permit to build a concrete manure storage structure of 1.7 million gallons in Sheldon Township, Section 16. Said applicant standing and making application is a fee owner subscribed land. Hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Justice Center basement, City of Caledonia, Minnesota, 55921 at 7 p.m. on Thursday, May 28th. All persons having an interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to be heard relative to the granting or denying the said application. Houston County Planning Commission by Bob Scanlon, advertised May 13th, 2015. As I mentioned, Heinz's are looking to add to their manure storage. They do have an existing concrete structure on the site, which when they built, they had estimated about 3 months of storage, but maybe a little less now. They're not expanding their numbers at this time. Our numbers aren't getting any more than on the site than what's there right now. They're just expanding the manure holding structure with a new basin. So they've been working with Soil Conservation Service, NRCS, I believe, and got a preliminary plan here. They've been working with an engineer, actually 2 engineers. Pete Fryer is a joint powers board engineer, is kind of overseeing the work done by the other engineers. So plenty of eyes on the project. The soil borings were done, and to correlate with the location of the basin, those requirements look like will be met. Main reason for the application here is just to allow Heinz's just to better manage their manure, get it spread out onto the cropland at agronomic rates, and that to utilize it at most optimal times of the year, and reduce, of course, compaction and things like that that are kind of have a negative effect when you're spreading manure all the time. This will just allow better management of those nutrients at agronomic rates. So with that said, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Bob,
Pretty straightforward.
yeah, Bob summed it up pretty good. It's all cement. The big thing is so we can haul when we want to, not when we have to. Because the 3 month actually turns into 2 months, which in the winter is only a month. So you're hauling every month, just with the ice and stuff. So it's be good to inject it in and use it where we need it.
So, how long is storage? 6 months?
This will be a year.
Year storage?
Yeah. The other one was 200,000 gallons, and this is 1.7.
Yeah.
So
Good.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this matter? Board, do you have any questions or concerns?
Was the vote, the variance approved?
The variance was approved.
Okay.
And then there are no further questions or concerns. Now, we'll have time to track.
The Planning Commission shall not recommend a conditional use permit unless the following follow. 1, is the proposed use conform to the county land use plan? 2, does the applicant demonstrate a need for the proposed use? 3, will the proposed use degrade the water quality of the county? 4, will the proposed use adversely increase the quantity of water runoff? 5, are soil conditions adequate to accommodate the proposed use? 6, have gentrification hazards been addressed and have standards been met? 7, are adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities being provided? 8, are adequate measures being taken to provide sufficient off-street parking and loading space to serve the proposed use? 9, facilities being provided to eliminate any traffic congestion and traffic hazard which may result from the proposed use. 10, will the conditional use be injurious to use and good with other property in immediate vicinity for purposes already permitted? 11, does the establishment of conditional use impede the normal orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for predominant uses in the area? 12, are adequate measures being taken to prevent and control offensive odor, fumes, dust, noise, and vibration, so that none of these will constitute a nuisance and control light signs and other lights in such a manner that no disturbance to neighboring properties will result. 13 and 14 are not applicable. 15 are site-specific conditions, none of such conditions established as required for the protection of public's health, safety, morals, and general welfare.
Anyone have any other questions after hearing findings? If there are no other questions, then I'll ask for a motion either to approve or deny this application.
I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use with local and state and federal requirements.
Motion has been made by Terry, is there a second? I'll second that. Rich second the motion in that. All those in favor of this motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
Voted on 4 against the final approval at June 9.
We have a little bit of break in between this one and that. Has everybody looked at the minutes for the last meeting? Is there any questions or concerns or corrections on this meeting?
I'll make a motion to
Terry's
accept the minutes as.
Terry's made a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
Larry?
Yeah.
Larry second the motion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I think we'll just kind of hold off on the minutes, maybe somebody wants to look them over a little more before we're done. I think very good. You can tell us what to say. You want to sit over here and have, and start the hearing, state your name. You know your name. Okay, I guess it was time we can call this hearing.
Please take notice an application has been made by Doug Brand at 25228 County 25, Lewiston, Minnesota, for a conditional use permit to expand feedlot over 300 animal units from 97 existing to 330. Feedlot plan will consist of proposed freestall barn with 180 stalls and parlor to go along with that, with a small concrete base of less than 20,000 gallons. The site is located in Section 3 of Muddy Creek Township. Said applicant standing to make an application is the fee owner said described lands. The hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Justice Center basement, City of Calhoun, Minnesota, 5591 at 7:15 on Thursday, May 28th. All persons having an interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to be heard relative to the granting or denying of said application. Houston County Planning Commission Bob Scanlon advertised May 13, 2015. So, yeah, as I said, Graham's have an existing site there up on the ridge called Muddy Creek. They have a conventional tie-style barn and older open barn there that they'd like to switch over for raising calves and just a house, dry house. But they are proposing a 3-row freestyle barn with a parlor on the east end and a small 20,000 gallon basin on the west end. The basin would have, a couple days storage, I would imagine, and we can get concrete. They've submitted a preliminary plan for that. Total animals on the site would be about 230 cows, of which about 30 or so are dry at any given time, and 40 calves. Earlier tonight, there was a variance request for 2 setbacks, one from the existing dwelling and the other from the existing residential subdivision. The Board of Adjustment did grant both of those variances. Reason for the conditional use permit application request is because we are expanding over that 300 animal unit threshold, and the ordinance does require a conditional use permit for that. So, with that said, one other thing, there was, I am working with them to submit a manure management plan, and that'll be part of the condition of this, the approval tonight, but as well as any feedlot permit application, it'd be a condition that we get that put together in 2 years. They do have adequate acres. I believe they have roughly 340 acres of either owned or rented acreage right near the facility today. We did, receive 2 requests, or 2 inquiries. One was a letter sent by a neighbor that it was in support of the project, being that it's in an ag protection district, and another neighbor asked and called up inquiring about what exactly is being done on the site. And they explained that person what was going on there. So there is the other thing would be that they are proposing septic tanks from milk house waste that would be pumped out as needed, of course. The other thing is that it's a grazing operation. The milk house will have access to the freestyle barn, but they'll also have access to grazing paddocks to the north there on the existing barn for grazing. So, with that said, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there anything else that Doug missed that you'd like to add to this? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on this matter? Board have any questions of Doug here or any concerns?
I guess that the people that were here before, they lived back here in this house back to Lane, like the one right next to the lane there. I guess prevailing winds would be going usually from the west to the east, so it wouldn't go that way too much to the north. It might happen a little bit too, very north of you. Right? You see that as being a problem over or not?
Well, they ran a model here before, it was
94%.
94%. Someone said, this house, is this Gates Cooley one, is that down over the, down in the valley or something? It isn't up on the ridge with you guys. Yeah, the people that were here and had the concerns, they were the ones in the valley?
No.
They're up on top.
They are over a quarter mile away from both sides.
1,320 feet, so it's
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Did you want to speak next, sir?
Richard Agla. Is he going to be using
Let's
the...
come on front here, and we have to state your name for the record, please.
I read a couple here and you too. Are you going to use the existing barn that's there now?
Different, yeah.
When that barn was first built, two drops of water would run the ditch. Exaggerated a little bit. And I had the whole cow yard. So I was just wondering if these 200 cows are going to go there.
This would be quite an improvement.
Just a roll of water.
The calves will be compliant
Equal
with
distributed? Yeah, the runoff.
Well, that's all running on a big.
You're gonna have it contained in that.
Cows will all be in
Cow-
freestall barn.
Cows will be in a freestall barn. Enclosed.
Yeah, still have to wait for it now. Okay.
There's a lot of writing on there, wondering what we're voting on. There's a proposed house on there, on the side. Where does it at? Proposed house.
They're planning.
Voting on expansion of the feedlot.
Yeah, this is just for the feedlot.
There's a lot of writing on here, Bob. I'm trying to understand it.
Yeah, it's not an application for a house. They are planning a house there at some point in time.
Okay.
But when I sat down with them, we were just mapping things out, and this was kind of the agenda's plan. You see the feed storage area there, that's where they'll have.
That's what we're voting on?
Well, they'll have silage bags and, the bunker area, anything like that, just silage bags and bulk bins and that kind of thing. And then north of the freestyle barn would be the septic tanks for the milk house waste. And just north there, and the parlor's kind of on the east end of the freestyle barn, and the 20,000 gallon basin will be on the west end.
See, there's also a proposed well in there. That's something later.
Yeah.
Something coming later.
Yeah, that's where they're hoping to build a well to feed the freestyle barn. That, we gotta map that out because that needs to be at least 100 feet from the barn, meet setbacks. Kind of want to make sure everything fits. We measured from the neighboring house to the north there, 1,320 feet, because that was their goal, was to, meet compliance on that part of it. Because that neighbor was within sight view of the proposed barn across the field there. And this is kind of what we sat down again and make that all out, so.
So the writing is yours, Bob?
Yep.
Excellent. Anyone have any other concerns?
That manure storage pit, that's done by a license.
That one isn't required to under state law or the ordinance. If it's
Because of
less than
size?
20,000 gallon, then it needs to be concrete. It needs to meet the minimum standards for like rebar and thickness of concrete, but it doesn't need an engineer to sign off on it.
Okay.
It still needs to be built right now. one part that I didn't receive as part of the VDOT permit application.
That'll be part of the manure management feedlot application.
Yeah, tied in, too.
Okay.
No other concerns on this matter, I'll ask for a motion to either approve or deny that, or let's, other findings first.
The planning commission shall not recommend a conditional use permit unless they find the following. Number one, does the proposed use conform to the county land use plan? Two, does the applicant demonstrate a need for the proposed use? Three, will the proposed use degrade the water quality of the county? Four, will the proposed use adversely increase the quantity of water runoff? Five, are soil conditions adequate to accommodate the proposed use? Six, that potential pollution hazards have been addressed and have standards been met? Seven, are adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities being provided? Eight, are adequate measures being taken to prevent sufficient off-street parking and open space to serve the proposed use? Nine, are facilities being provided to eliminate any traffic congestion or traffic hazard which may result from the proposed use? 10, will the conditional use be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for purposes already determined? 11, does the establishment of conditional use impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding property and economic uses in the area? 12, are adequate measures being taken to prevent and control offensive odor fumes, dust, noise, and vibrations so that none of these will constitute a nuisance and control light signs and other lights in such a manner that no disturbance to neighboring property will result? 13, 14, 15 are site-specific conditions and such other conditions established as required for the protection of public health, safety, and laws and general welfare.
No one has any problems with the findings of this? I'll ask for a motion to either approve or deny this conditional use permit.
I'll make a motion to approve it on the stipulation that there's no management plans and whatever is necessary to follow.
Motion's been made by Ed. Approve this permit. Is there a second? I'll second that. Second by Terry. All those in favor of this motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
That'll go to the county board for final approval of June 9th.
Just about time, so we'll get you out there and get a building permits between after you go.
Larry, fall asleep back there.
So, as a further question on that, manure storage thing. You look at his plan, Bob? or-
Yeah. They figure out kind of a length and width depth that they're proposing, thickness of wall, rebar spacing.
I guess that's new to me. I thought they all had to be engineered.
Right, yeah. There's just an exemption and it's less than 20,000 more. Otherwise, engineering costs more than the basic.
So you're the engineer on the project?
Well, I just,
Good for you.
they're only, usually they're 4 foot deep where they're at coming in 20 to 30 foot wide by about 20 to 30 foot wide. You got to run for, so pretty small, you know, just push out. It's only usually a couple days storage with that number of cows. Kind of gets them through a rainy day, and, you know, it's basically the only holiday. So it's not
Every haul and run.
Yeah, they sure want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
So he's actually got a scoop all the new out, taking part the spray out of it, get it out of it. Because that's where he backs down, he's probably got push house into that. right?
Yeah, probably.
So he's gonna have to park the spreader someplace and go down and get that stuff out of bucket by bucket.
I've seen one with an automated, they,
We went through about the first year from there.
Okay.
So everything gets twisted up and wore out
It was pretty easy.
and rust out, yeah. Yeah.
And,
Probably still beats the pitchfork though.
oh, lots of them beat that. Pretty much everything.
We're at 7:30, we'll call the next hearing.
Please take notice an application has been made by Glenn Cruz, 22-220 Portland Prairie Road, Caledonia, Minnesota, for a conditional use permit to expand the feed lot on 200 animal units from 249 existing up to 369. The proposed expansion will include a number of existing barns and a proposed freestyle barn, parlor, and utility room, etc. The property is located in section 25 of Wilmington Township. Said applicant standing making the application is the key owner, said tract of land. A hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Justice Center basement, City of Caledonia, Minnesota, 55921 at 7:30, Thursday, May 28, 2015. All persons that have an interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to be heard relative to the granting or denying the said application. Houston County Planning Commission will have standard advertised May 13, 2015. As I said, cruises are planning freestyle barn there on the north end of the existing barn, along with the parlor, to go up to 369 total animal units. Total site will have a total of about 250 cows on it and 96 calves. I understand most heifers will be off-site, and not planning any extra manure storage. They do have a basin that's been working pretty good. It's been on the site for 10 years or so, I think. They are also proposing a small calf barn and to accommodate some extra baby calves. The one thing that'll be needed too, and I mentioned it'll be there again, the manure bed, the plan will be updated to accommodate the extra cows and the acres needed to spread the manure at hanging on the crates. Did have one inquiry from a neighbor about what the proposal is going to look like and things like that. Other than that, it's a nice site. They've done a good job over the years. And with that said, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Dwayne is a relative of mine, so just make it up front that I'm not going to be voting on this matter. Well, it's up to him. So, Dwayne, you got anything else to add, or doesn't look like there's anybody else in the audience that kind of everybody up there?
We built this stuff up 20 years ago because we had 2 daughters and notified myself a job until I retired. One of the daughters found my husband that lost the farm, so I made it so we go forward and do things.
That's good.
The old ones, either got spent money fixing the old one or built something different.
Anyone on the board have any questions for Dwayne or Bob?
Is manure storage, you think, Bob, adequate, you know, for the addition of these crops?
Yeah, so they've done an excellent job. In fact, when I was out there, the basin was about 8 feet. This was a pretty good winter, so the Glenn said they were keeping up even spread through the winter here. They had enough level ground to spread it on. So the way they manage things, I think they were doing just fine.
No other questions or concerns, and now we'll have findings from ratings for conditional use.
Planning Commission should not recommend a conditional use permit unless the plan is followed. 1, does the proposed use conform to the county land use plan? 2, does the applicant demonstrate a need for the proposed use? 3, will the proposed use create a water quality in the town? 4, will the proposed use adversely increase the quantity of water runoff? 5, are soil conditions adequate to accommodate the proposed use? 6, have potential pollution measures been addressed and have standards been met? 7, are adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities being provided? 8, are adequate measures being taken to provide sufficient off-street parking and open space to serve the proposed use? 9, are adequate utilities being provided to eliminate any traffic congestion and traffic hazards which may result in the proposed use? 10, will conditional use be injurious to the use and good of other property in the immediate vicinity? The purposes are determined. 11, is the establishment of conditional use to keep the normal neighborhood development improvements surrounding the property with predominant in the area? 12, are adequate measures being taken to prevent control offensive odor, fumes, dust, noise, and vibrations so that none of these will constitute a nuisance? And control lights, signs, ground lights, and such a manner that no disturbance of any property will result. Here to report in applicable 15 are site-specific conditions. Such other conditions established as required for the protection of the public's health, safety, laws, and general welfare.
Heard the findings and that. Is there any questions on them? If not, I'll ask for a motion to either approve or deny this permit.
I'll make a motion to recommend approval of the conditional use permit with the stipulation of a new preliminary management plan and local, state, federal permits if required.
Is there a second to this motion?
I'll second that.
Good, second to this motion. All those in favor of this motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Let's look over the building permits and that. If there's any questions on them, we'll take this one time and look at them. Are there any questions about them?
2328, Bob, Tom Brown, administrative, and now goes to the law for that,
Yeah. Yeah, there's a 25-foot setback from the toe of the block, and the way the deck was being proposed, it would have been zero, no setback, 0. When they just built that house a couple of years ago, when they rebuilt it, they met the setback from the bluff of the house, right at 25 feet, and then put the 20-foot deck in.
How about the 4339, the dwelling, the 24 by 32 after the back?
Yeah, that's the Yucatan Valley Land Group. It was brought to our attention by the plane, so I just went out there, and it was, the dwelling shell was up and everything, and so I worked with them to get the required permits, file the septic permit, erosion plan, after the fact permits for the dwelling itself. They had adequate acreage and then the setbacks and everything. So
They built everything without no septic permit, no housing.
they did have a septic design, it was done last fall, but then they commenced structure, or construction on the structure over the winter without permits.
These, this Yucatan Valley Land Group, they local or?
No, I think if we Stewart
Stewart, Rochester area.
They don't have zoning in Stewartville, Rochester?
We asked. We did the variance.
They do have it?
I'm sure.
I guess it would be slightly stricter than down here.
Are they being penalized for the after the fact?
triple the fees.
Are they?
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
they're up.
What is it?
They're, yeah.
What does that have to do?
What is the fee? What is that? How much is it cost?
Public hearing was $1,200 for the variance hearing and $1,500 for the interviews. Then triple the fee on, well, dwelling fee was, normally 75, so it's 225.
So everything's triple.
Yeah, some of them cowboys think they can just get stuff.
Seems to be an awful lot of after-tax stuff.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they do it just to do it,
Right.
and then,
Well, if it wasn't in line with zoning, we'd have a windy roast up there somewhere. We'd take care of the problem. It'd have to be removed.
That's one of the options you got.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the power to order removal, and if it isn't up to code, it goes.
That dwelling we're talking about, the setbacks are okay, the buildings is okay, it's just a, what, permits not involved.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, if it violated the ordinance, then we could only have some recourse.
Yeah.
This last hearing, this will be coming back in, we have to variance on
That's
this, the same group, only thing that this is a cabinet.
they haven't come back now.
Huh?
They haven't come back now.
It's going good.
Going good so long. We'll get this put through it, we'll be fine. Anybody got any other questions on building permits?
So this one that the administrative denial, that's actually not really a function we have to take care of, you ought to take care of it, is that what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
That, I went out to review it. And he met me on the site and everything, and I told him I have to be 95%. Not the first time.
Any other questions on zoning permits? Otherwise, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the permits as presented.
Motion's been made by Larry to approve the zoning permits. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Terry. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
That makes more sense.
feel like we're about 9:40.
7:45, so we'll call this next hearing, Advantage FS 50.
Okay. Please take notice an application has been made by Advantage FS Representative Ted Scheidel on behalf of Advantage FS from Waverly, Iowa, and Ron Kirby, PO Box 148, Caledonia, Minnesota, for an interim use permit to install an LP gas storage facility in an ag district. This is part of our interim use, part of the ag district. It will be under the other uses as described in that part of the ordinance. The site is located in section 36 of Sheldon Township. Said applicant standing to make an application is the leaser of the said described ordinance and owner of the said described ordinance. A hearing on the application will be held at the Houston County Justice Center basement, Caledonia, Minnesota, 5591 at 7:45 on Thursday, May 28, 2015. All persons having interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to be heard relative to the granting or denying of said application. Houston County Planning Commission by Bob Scanlon, advertised May 13, 2015. As I said, Advantage FS is planning an LP substation. We sent notice out to the neighboring property owners and the township board. Also sent notice to the county engineer as the site was being proposed on County Road 20, just north of Caledonia here. Advantage FS is hoping to streamline their operations by having this substation closer to customers in the area and reduce the hauling of LP to back to Waverly or whatever. So what they're planning, and I did get some information from the county engineer on a recommendation or two here. Ryan Kovadinsky, the county engineer, is recommending as far as loads traveled per week and per day, a weekday, he's hoping that they keep it under 50 loads per week or 10 per weekday because of the constructed base of County 20 isn't the optimum. And so the other thing we mentioned too was that during the spring weight limit restriction, that load is going to be limited to a 6 ton per axle weight limit. And so that's a couple recommendations you say you can add as a condition. Sent an email to Ted Scheidel there and to get his opinion on it. And he said what they're planning is to haul typically 2 to 3 loads per day. And transports or semi-loads would only be 1 or 2 per week. And so it looks like it would meet county engineer's recommendation on that part. Didn't ask about the load per axle or the weight per axle, but maybe we can help clarify that for us. Third one, Mr. Chairman.
Talk on these restrictions or how big a tank you're putting in, stuff like that.
The storage facility, bullet, as we call it, would probably be a 30,000 gallon tank.
Here's the whole program, so I know about this. And you know, two or three loads, a couple loads out of there a day, and that's probably about all.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
And this driver would also be hauling from Heighton, we have a storage facility there too. Yeah, and so that covers his route, and then he goes further east. But he's had a lot of demand from here and north, and it would just be more efficient if we could have a storage facility where the demand is.
The county had no problem with accessing off of there to this.
I believe you've been working with highway department on your
Yes.
driveway.
Yes.
Driveway permit.
And we paid the fee for the permit, and it's pending the outcome of this meeting here.
We you're 300 feet deep. You have a turnaround to turn your trucks around and fire any tanks or?
For parking, we really won't be leaving any tanks here. You mean like the
Yeah.
sewer tanks? They would come out of the walk-on facility.
So it's just drag and fill and
Yes, exactly. And we've got another one like this at camp too, and just like the one over at Heights, and we don't keep any inventory there other than the storage boiler itself.
Hey, has the fire department been involved in this, they're aware this is going on, and they're all right with it?
Yeah, not at this point yet, not until we have approval from this meeting here, because it wouldn't be necessary. And then as far as the spring embargo, that's the time of year when we don't haul much, and we wouldn't actually need to haul out of there at all. And we wouldn't be asking for an exemption either.
You put this thing in there, you have to fence the valves and the emergency shut-offs and all that stuff there.
Fencing is no longer recommended as a means of security, valve locks, and then crash or vehicle protection is. Because we found that fencing isn't a deterrent.
So what is the protection, concrete or steel post or
It
something?
can be either one, but typically what we use is stacked 4,000-pound blocks. It has to be able to withstand a 12,000-pound force against it. So they have to be set at least no more than 4 feet apart and 36 inches minimum, no closer from the object you're protecting. So the plumbing and the tank itself has these surrounding it.
Company that I work for, we just didn't fence the whole area and that, we just
the
fenced
edge.
where the filling was done and I had all the dry loss, shut-offs, and automatic shut-offs for the dry loss. and all that.
This would have all the emergency shut-offs put in. In fact, there's a brand new code requiring that shut-offs be placed. There's a new requirement, it's hard to explain, but between the pump and the tank itself, and then between the pump and the bulkhead. And before it was just between the bulkhead and the pump, and now it's between the pump and the tank also.
The ones that I own, that we had shut off.
Yeah. And they also require an internal valve shut-off right at the base of the belly of the tank.
is that state requirements or?
No, that's National Fire Protection
National
Association
Fire-
Code
okay.
58.
Okay.
Is there anyone else in the audience have any questions?
Could you explain exactly what it is?
You want to state your, come up to the table here and state your name and so we have that for the record, sir.
My name's Russell Levitt. I'm a property owner nearby, and I was trying to get clarification exactly where this facility would be located. And what's on County 20 there.
I can show
I
you.
guess out here. It's right in the corner there. I'm not as familiar as you are, I'm sure, but can I just look at that?
It's Torstrom's house to the east, and then across the road from Rollins Farm.
And the proposed driveway access would be right at the crest of the hill.
Right adjacent to the property line.
Yes, and to maximize visibility in both directions.
Yeah, because it is a double yellow line. And that road is pretty narrow, and it's minimal shoulder on it, so I take the right place and stuff, so something concerned about.
And I can understand that concern.
is a very straight road. I mean, it's straight, there's a couple of hills in it, so. Board have any other questions?
Are you comfortable with not hauling out there when the road grants are on?
Yeah, we don't haul here now, but that's the time of year, you know, your big time of year is the fall during harvest, during the wintertime heating season. But during the springtime, and I'm not sure exactly what the dates are for embargo.
I think it changes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Change pretty good.
But typically, by the end of March, people's contracts have to be complete. So.
We try to get that stuff all by the end of March. And then,
Yeah. And you don't want to be waiting until the third week of March to finish it up.
are there any other questions? We'll have a finding that.
The planning commission shall not recommend an interim use permit unless they find the following. 1, does the proposed use conform to the county land use plan? 2, does the applicant demonstrate a need for the proposed use? 3, will the proposed use degrade the water quality of the county? 4, will the proposed use adversely increase the quantity of water runoff? 5, are soil conditions adequate to accommodate the proposed use? 6, that potential pollution hazards been addressed and have standards been met. 7, are adequate utilities, access roads, and drainage, and other necessary facilities being provided. 8, are adequate measures being taken to provide sufficient off-street parking and loading space to serve the proposed use. 9, are facilities being provided to eliminate any traffic congestion and traffic hazards which may result from the proposed use. 10, will the interim use be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity for purposes already permitted. 11, is the establishment of the interim use impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for family uses in the area. 12, are adequate measures being taken to control offensive odor, fumes, dust, noise, and vibration, so that none of these will constitute a nuisance that will control lighted signs and other lights in such a manner that no disturbance in neighbor's property will result. 13 is not applicable. 14 is the intensity of the proposed commercial or industrial development greater than the intensity of surrounding uses or greater than the intensity and characteristic of the applicable zoning district. 15 are site-specific conditions and such other conditions established as required for the protection of public health, safety, and morals and general welfare.
After hearing the criteria, is there any concerns that have been raised? If not, then I'll ask for a motion to either approve or deny this interim permit.
I'll make a motion to approve this with our state federal laws, fire, department, process taken care of.
Do you want to put the highway engineers
Yeah.
thing on there, Tom? Is that okay with you?
I'm not understanding exactly what
The road restrictions or for
Yes.
what the
road ban.
road ban.
Yes, we're acceptable with that hauling the road.
Okay, we have a second, or motion by Rich to approve this interim permit. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Larry. All those in favor of this permit, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Permit is granted.
Okay, thank you. That'll go to the board for final from June 9th.
Public meeting.
It is, yeah. Usually around 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm not sure where they'll be on the morning. I'll bring everything in and you represent it.
So as far as the county engineer won't actually receive word of that until after that June 9th meeting.
Right, yeah. Once it's recorded, he'll issue maybe the driveway permit to go and start.
I'm trying to establish is just some timeline, because I know there's a 60-day time frame in which that has to occur as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure when you're gonna approve, but we got April 21st on our application here, so by June 21st, you have your, everything approved, the permits issued there, so.
Okay. All right. Thank you all.
Looks like Lewis and Clark are on the resolution. Oh. That's busy.
read all this.
Henceforth, south and north, we gotta read all that.
Required.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're 8 o'clock, and we'll call this hearing.
Please take notice in the application that's been made by Jim Vander of the Yucatan Valley Day Group, 1244 60th End, Avenue Northwest Rochester, for an after-the-fact impervious permit for a non-commercial family cabin in an ag district. In Yucatan Township, the site is located in section 29, part of the northeast of the southeast quarter. And said applicant is standing to make an application as the fee owner of such described lands. The hearing on this application will be held at the Houston County Justice Center basement, City of Caledonia, Minnesota, 55821 at 8 p.m. on Thursday, May 28, 2015. All persons that have an interest in the matter will be given the opportunity to be heard relative to the matters in the area of said application. Houston County Planning Commissioner Bob Scanlon, advertising May 13, 2015. As I mentioned, this is an application for a non-commercial family cabin in the Yucatan Valley Land Group with the managing partners here tonight, Craig Curley. I had been working with Jim Gander, as I mentioned, too. He's part owner of the property. They're looking at, under the ordinance, what we define as a non-commercial family cabin. And those cabins are, there's just a few restrictions on them. A couple things that they should never be rented or leased out to a third party. It's not a permanent dwelling by any means, so it's just to be used as a, like I said, it's a cabin for recreational use, transient use. Does not have to meet requirements for the driveway grade or those types of things as you would typically require for a dwelling. Earlier tonight, this group came in for an application for a variance for a setback from the bluff of 23 feet. That variance was approved earlier by the Board of Adjustment. In addition, I guess the size of the cabin, and it has been constructed, is 15 feet wide by 30 feet long, with a covered porch of 8 by 26 on the site. The access to that site, where the building is located, is through the woods. It's a log trail or ATV trail to access the cabin up on the ridge. That I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And we approved the variance for this cabin up there because it needed a little more setback up from the bluff. They didn't disturb any land in that up there building this thing. It just built right on the native top. And we felt if we would try to move this, we're going to tear up more stuff and cause more problems with erosion and stuff like that. So we granted the variance that fact. So that's just up to this point in that. For anybody have any questions?
Is it just a primitive cabin, no
Yeah, there's
sewer?
No electricity or plumbing,
Plumbing.
no well up there.
It's a little bit bigger than what it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Well, our standard cabin is limited to 400 square
400.
foot, but our non-commercial family cabins do not have a size.
Size limit?
So,
Okay.
I guess if I were, Tom Brown, when they take a bill like that, I'd be a little, maybe even angry that here we have a cabin. Tom Brown applies for a permit at 59. You guys just go ahead and build, and I can't believe, having built that other dwelling, that you don't know that you should have applied. Someone should have known. Didn't anybody say, gosh, think we should need a permit for this?
Well, the whole story is that I did speak with Bob on many occasions back in August and September of last year, end of August and September, to go through the process of getting the permit. Spent $800 on a separate design, the second permit on November 17th, and for some reason, the county doesn't have a copy of it. I went ahead and proceeded to bill for, basically for personal reasons, and I can go into that if you wish, but I
Talking
don't.
about the well,
Down, yeah,
yeah, I'm not talking about the cabin.
No, I'm not
You were
talking-
talking about septic system for the cabin.
Excuse me.
You weren't talking septic system for the cabin.
No, there's already, no,
I just want to make sure you're talking.
Yeah.
No, I think I was trying to answer your question in regards to, I guess, the ignorance or not.
I'm talking about cabin, I mean, so you got, right now you have a dwelling and a cabin, both of which there's no permits for. You get them both without any permits. Didn't that ever occur to anybody that maybe if we weren't sure, we should ask?
Well, and as I said, in the dwelling in the bottom, I'm speaking from that portion of it personally, because that particular dwelling, I was personally involved with, because me and my children basically put the structure up.
Okay, well, let's not talk about
The top portion of it, the partner in Buchanan Valley Land Group, I'm speaking on his behalf. Not that he's a cowboy of sorts, but he is an educated man, and he should have known that. And the fines that were paid, hopefully lessons were learned in that regard. So I apologize on his behalf.
What would happen in Stuart, Rochester, had you done this?
I would assume that the process is very similar to Houston County, that there would be fines that would have to be paid. So,
Would you done that? Gone ahead and built water there without any permit?
I would assume no.
You would assume no, or you wouldn't, would you, if you lived in Stewartville or outskirts Rochester, would you go ahead and build a house without getting a permit?
Me personally, no, I would not have, no.
But did down here?
I did actually, yes, I sent in all the information, I went ahead and got a separate design.
But you didn't have a permit?
I did not have a permit in hand, no, I did not.
Where did you have, the slab, did you have a permit for that?
For the one on top, no. We did not.
I got a question for you, Bob. What's this other dwelling over here?
That's the one he's talking about, this big,
Yeah,
built over the
that's
last
the
year.
one that goes over.
You know, started that.
This was not permitted either?
No.
You paid the fines on that.
They pay the fines on all.
Then the cabin that was built, and that's not permitted either? Oh. So are we talking about the cabin?
We're just talking about the cabin.
Okay, all right.
Has this permit application for the cabin, okay, has this gone through proper channel, Bob, and you have approved it if you had it?
I couldn't have approved it because of the block plan setback. Same, it's similar to Tom Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they had come in with.
You'd have to go,
If even through the variance board, get a variance.
I understand
And
that.
Tom could do that too, he can apply for variance, but But no, I couldn't, the ordinance doesn't allow me to issue a permit under those circumstances.
This cabin could have been permitted up there if it had been, wouldn't have been a problem if it had 40 feet.
Is it like a ground up there? Or is it
Yeah.
rocky or asphalt or rocky?
It's a pretty rough area.
Where the cabin is sitting, it's well. And the excavation of that area was done by the previous owner.
Oh, okay.
Did not do it.
So he cleared it off and whatever.
Apparently you got the variance.
Yeah.
We did, we did very
Yeah.
How long is a person, how long is he gonna inhabit the cabin?
Well,
They live off and
He used to, and I don't mean to go into long stories or anything, but the land was basically purchased by four of us. All four of us had families. My family, my children lived in California. And the initial intent was to have the one structure on the bottom, which is very close to the road. I mean, I wasn't trying to hide anything. It's right by the road, and right by the see it. The upper portion of it was decided by Jim, and the use of it basically is hunting specific only. It's tough to get to, quite honestly. It's not something they can be able to. Hunting only, and then I think, speaking for, I guess, for him and his wife, that have a peaceful spot. He's a semi-retired individual, and has some time on his hands. Probably some kind of needs.
One of the things you have to worry about is the seasonal access, fire department, and so, but the cabins, they don't change that.
That's primitive.
It's primitive. It was pretty nice look. Doesn't look primitive.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There's no amenities with it.
He's got the lights,
it's primitive,
his
so.
LP lights that are planned to be in there, electricity, instead of that, or water.
it's kind of your choice. If you want to build in a remote area, but you're taking a chance, you get a trouble like that fire. It's kind of your deal.
I guess if it helps or not, the original family farm has an island address, which is right below, at the bottom. You see there, like Peterson. And of course, the structure I've been referring to will have an island address.
But this one won't.
No, it won't. No, it would be difficult to get to by emergency services.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So they're going to fall out of your stand, gas, you know, they're out there and help.
See, you guys in the variance board deemed it better to leave it there than to disturb the ground
Disturb a
and
bunch of ground.
get some washing going on or whatever.
Yeah, just to move it a few feet.
Okay, that makes sense.
2 feet, but it's been 3 feet, or whether it's nothing there at all.
Pardon me?
When you've been moving it a few feet, whether it's nothing up there at all.
What was it, 17 feet? Yeah, move it 23 feet to get in compliance with it. Start trying to move that up there, you're gonna tear up a bunch of ground. And then, you know, a little spot. Depends on what's up in there, under this sticks all seated down, it ain't gonna cause no problem. It's just a matter, it's just a little bit too close to the edge.
There shouldn't really be traffic there.
There's no,
No.
there's nobody going up there.
Yeah, deer and four-wheelers once in a while, that's it. Okay.
All right, I'll read that. Anybody got anything else? Otherwise, have the findings read?
The planning commission shall not recommend an interim use permit unless they find the following. 1, does the proposed use conform to the county land use plan? 2, does the applicant demonstrate a need for the proposed use? 3, will the proposed use degrade water quality in the county? 4, will the proposed use adversely increase the quantity of water runoff? 5, are soil conditions adequate to accommodate the proposed use? 6, have potential pollution hazards been addressed and have standards been met? 7, are adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities being provided? 8, are adequate measures being taken to provide sufficient off-street parking and loading space to serve the proposed use? 9, are facilities being provided to eliminating a traffic congestion and traffic hazard which may result from the proposed use? 10, will the interim use be injurious to the use and enjoyment of the other property in the immediate vicinity for purposes already permitted? 11, is the establishment of the interim use to keep the normal and orderly development and improvement of surrounding vacant property for common use in the area. 12, rapid measures be taken to prevent and control offensive or dangerous noise and vibrations of amenities will constitute a nuisance and control rights and other rights in such manner that no disturbance to neighboring properties will result. 13 is the density of the proposed residential development greater than the density of the surrounding neighborhood or greater than the density indicated by the applicable zoning district. 14 is not applicable. 15 are certain specific conditions and other such conditions established as required for the protection of the public's health, safety, moral, and general welfare.
Take the vote. Findings, any other discussion? I'll ask for a motion to either approve or deny this permit.
I'll make a motion to, do the interim use here, permit.
There's some conditions, for the interim ordinance, and so,
Yeah, if
Whatever they are.
If it's sold, then
If it's sold,
you
it's it's removed, isn't it? Or not?
maybe you would have to get a dual winter after class.
Yeah.
The last time we did one of these was for Crittenden, and before the winter, and the permit was run out in 2015, or 2050. And the difference there, that was the length of the trucks. Just an example.
So we're approving the interim use with the conditions in our plan. Okay.
is there a second to this motion?
That's fine.
Motion second by Ed. All those in favor of this motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? No. One nay, motion is carried.
Great.
I would just like to comment that I agree that that's concerning the two going ahead without the permit.
Yeah.
The next time.
It happens. It's,
We did discuss that in the first meeting also.
And I agree 100%. And like I said, none of us are, as a colleague that came in, the intent specifically when the first structure was to be done back then.
And that's concerning because none of you cowboys, you knew that you should have had a permit.
yeah, I mean, it's,
Well, is there any other business that's come before this meeting?
yeah. Zoning,
Zoning, permit go through.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion by Terry, second by Larry to adjourn. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.